Electric vehicles have revolutionized the automotive industry in recent years. Thanks to their capabilities and the fact that hundreds of people have demonstrated what they can do, many are trading in their traditional models for these ready-to-use autonomous machines. For a long time, it was thought that these cars were the future, but today, Sono Motors has come to prove that if you want to protect the planet, you need to use other sources of energy, specifically the sun. What is the new car proposal just announced by Sono Motors like? Will its price be affordable for most people, or are we looking at another vehicle with the same costs as Tesla? What features does it have? These and other questions have arisen since Sono Motors broke the news that its new car had accumulated more than 20,000 reservations since the Sono Scion was announced in 2017. Of course, several people had no idea what they were talking about, so in order for you not to waste your time searching for information about the car, today we bring you everything you need to know about it. We're on our way. What is the Sono Scion and what are its features? As we know, electric cars have been taking the market by storm for several years now with their amazing accessories and their ability to protect the environment with their low carbon footprint. These marvels of automotive engineering have managed to position themselves in some of the highest echelons of the industry, which is why many of us thought they would become the new normal in the coming years. What neither they nor we counted on, however, was that the situation was little short of transformed in a way that we almost always overlook. Today, technology is advancing much faster than ever before. We cannot underestimate the pace at which different gadgets and technological advances are coming out, because if we neglect a moment, we could start to get overwhelmed by the immense amount of information that comes to light every week. Yes, the changes often manifest themselves in a much more subtle way than in the past, but they are there, and it is our duty to catch up, to understand the immense range of possibilities we have at our fingertips, as well as what we are missing out on. In the case of cars, it's not all Ford, Tesla, Volkswagen, Honda, Mercedes-Benz, and other world-renowned companies. There are also other automotive firms that have been trying to make a name for themselves in recent years, and at this moment, one of them seems to have achieved the fame it has been longing for. We are talking about Sono Motors, a company which, despite its name, is of German origin and is dedicated to the production of unusual vehicles, which perfectly combine efficient mobility and environmental protection. Do you want to know how they do it? It's easy. 2 words: solar cars. Since its inception in 2016, Sono Motors has set about the task of creating what might require as the first solar-powered car on the market. Introduced in 2017, the Sono Scion was born as an alternative for all those people who believe that electric vehicles aren't really as eco-friendly as they seem. Some users claim that even with their internal batteries charged, these containers become an additional pollutant when the car stops running. That's why Sono Motors set about the task of producing its Scion model, and so far, everything seems to be going well for the company. A few days ago, the company revealed that they have passed the 20,000 reservation mark for the car, and when you consider that the model will start its production phase in mid-2023, this is more than an acceptable figure that shows the trust people have for the company. Incidentally, Sono Motors' partner, Valmet Automotive, will build the vehicles, so the Scion will come out as a joint venture between the corporations. Now, as for what you can expect to get if you decide to buy a Sono Scion, the first thing to note is that the most important feature of the vehicle is all over its bodywork. From the roof, to the bonnet, to the mudguards, to the tailgate, to parts of the doors and elsewhere. Almost the entire surface of the car is fitted with solar panels, which provide autonomous charging. That's right, forget about petrol and long queues, because with this car, all you have to do is put it in the sun, and your cells will do the rest. From what the company has said so far, this power will allow the car to run without interruption, and if you're worried about cloudy days, Sono Motors also plans to install a 54 kilowatt battery that can power the car for up to 305 kilometers on a single charge. Sounds like a bit of an understatement. Along with those additions, the company plans to install special charging stations for its creation. The Sono wall boxes will allow 11 kilowatts charging and will also be able to act as a two-way charging system. This means that energy can be taken from the car and used for other things. If you're wondering how long it will take to get a decent power charge, it is estimated that the waiting time would be 35 minutes for 80% if using a Sono wall box. If using a household plug to power the battery, 12 hours. These obvious improvements have satisfied customers, especially considering that when the project was announced in 2017, it was said that the Scion would have a power of 68 horsepower and a speed of 250 kilometers, 155 miles per hour. Why does this new concept car revolutionize what we know about the industry? Considering all the details of the car, we can say that it will not only become an excellent source of income for the company, but could also mark a turning point in the automotive industry. The first thing that stands out about the car is the fact that it has been designed with the dimensions of a compact car. At 4.47 meters long, 14.66 feet, 1.83 meters wide, 6 feet, and 1.66 meters high, 5.45 feet, this small but mighty car will be able to be parked in many places. In stark contrast to its size, the Scion will have 5 seats inside, and its construction materials will be sourced from environmentally friendly fibers. If you are looking for expensive luxuries and frills, this is not the car for you, as the model is intended to be a car aimed at the general public. Proof of this is its price, which is rumored to be in the $25,000 range. This would make the Scion the world's first solar car aimed at a broad market. On a side note, if you're wondering how many solar cells the Sono Scion has on its surface, up to 456 smaller panels have been counted, ensuring a range of 112 kilometers, 70 miles per week. Keep an eye on this last figure because rumor has it that in areas where the sun shines for longer periods of time, the number could double. So far, the information we have shown you about the Sono Scion has to do with its features, the data that Sono Motors has released about the orders placed so far, and the data that is worth knowing. However, many have been asking one question since the German company released the news. What about Tesla? Can the Sono Scion become a headache for Tesla? In our opinion, the answer to that question goes from yes to no. On one hand, we have Sono Motors, which is in the business of making solar cars for the masses. On the other is Tesla, another vehicle manufacturer, but one that focuses on mid-range and high-end electric models. Given that the two companies focus on different products and markets, Tesla has nothing to fear from the announcements made by Sono Motors. However, if we look at the environmental factor, the situation could become more complicated for the car giant, especially in certain countries where the global climate crisis is being given due importance. Considering all the efforts that have been and are being made, a solar car could become the answer to the requests of hundreds of users. If we add to that the fact that the price is much more affordable for the majority of the population, we could say that Tesla is in big trouble. Of course, as we've said in other videos, we can't guarantee anything until we see it with our own eyes, so we'll keep an eye out for more announcements from Sono Motors in the future. We have reached the final part of this video about the Sono Scion. While some think that the creation of Sono Motors could become a problem to watch out for Elon Musk's company, we think it is still too early to draw conclusions about their products. Remember that, although they work in the same field, their vehicles and prices are aimed at different audiences. Of course, we leave the latter to your discretion. What do you think of the Sono Scion? Would you buy the car, or would you rather save up for another car? Leave your impressions on today's video, and if you have any suggestions and want to share them, don't forget to add them to your post. Thank you very much for your approval, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.